Hello, my name is Corporal Barr from 1st Platoon, 2nd Squad. I will be giving a briefing on leadership development within the Army. The purpose is to inform listeners on leadership development. I will be breaking down leadership development into 3 parts, and then I'll be dissecting it from there. 3 parts are fundamentals of development, self-development, and challenges of leadership development within the Army. Fundamentals of development. I'll be dissecting that into four parts. Setting conditions, providing feedback, enhanced learning, and creating opportunities. Setting conditions. That is finding a proper place where you can actually learn or study and you're away from distractions. Part of setting conditions is at work. Obviously, in a leadership development, you need to have good knowledge of your subordinates and understanding of what they're capable of. And the best way to learn how to become a good leader is to lead others. Providing feedback. So when you're providing feedback, that goes into, let's say, for example, your CO is giving you a mission or giving you a plan of action for the next 12 months. You're observing it. Ask questions about it. Asking questions shows leadership that's higher up that you actually want to have an understanding of what's going on. And it shows you're willing to learn. Enhancing learning. Learn new material. Do not become complacent. That means such as college courses or looking into schools. One thing is mentoring others. Mentoring others, that's grooming them to take over your position when you move forward. Creating opportunities. That means taking on new challenges. That means like taking on a mission that most people don't want to take, or going to school, such as like BLC or AOC, which leads into career progression. Career progression is important within the Army. That's everyone's ultimate goal. It's not just all about the pay or the rank. It's just, higher up, become a better leader along the way. Career progression is a great example of leadership development within the Army. Moving on from fundamentals of development, I'll be going into self-development. As I did with fundamentals of development, I'll be breaking self-development down into 3 parts. Goal setting, self-enhanced learning, and learning in action. One example of goal settings that most of us already do, or should be doing at least, is counselings. Usually you get monthly counseling or even initial counseling. Usually within that initial counseling you write down goals that you have, either with your first line or either that your subordinates that are underneath you. You write down their goals and try and make them achievable. When creating goals, try and keep the SMART goals philosophy inside your head. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Specific, obviously that means don't pick some random goal. Measurable, it means that you can actually measure it out from start to finish. It's not short-sighted. Achievable, it's not like saying I'm going to go from like a 16-minute 2-mile in a month to like a 10-minute 2-mile or something crazy like that. Might be achievable for some, but a lot of us not. It's relevant, and it's time-bound, that you actually put like a limit with saying I'm going to do this within the next 6 months or within the next year. That's time-bound. Self-enhanced learning. That means it's taken upon itself. Ideally, it's the soldier's own responsibility to increase their own knowledge. this can either be done through military schooling or online college. For example, you'll see some soldiers will try and work to get a higher ACT score or higher ASVAB score, so they can get a higher GT score for a job they'd like to either transfer over to. Make a subject of struggle or strength. That's important in self-defense learning. Learning in action. This is job training, and this means you're learning on the job. So take in everything you can. That is very important. Don't shy away from it. And do not be afraid to make mistakes, because we all do. We all make mistakes. Moving lastly to the last part of leadership development, challenges of leadership development. One of the challenges is a negative atmosphere, where when you have a negative atmosphere, soldiers might be afraid to speak out or ask questions. That's not good for any workplace, because it is important that we all develop a culture or a mindset within the Army or within our own units for developing others. So that means taking someone under your wing, showing them the ropes, showing them how we properly do things within the Army. And as a leader, it is important to use any downtime as a chance to teach and learn. And most importantly, lead by example. A summary of what I talked about here. I broke down leadership development into 3 parts: fundamentals of development, self-development, and challenges of leadership development within the Army. What I talked about with fundamentals of development is talked about setting conditions. So setting conditions, that means you are in a good place where you're away from distractions, where you feel capable of learning. Providing feedback, that means asking questions when you are getting a brief or when something new comes up. Ask questions. Enhanced learning, that means enhancing your own knowledge to better yourself. Create opportunities, that's like career progression. Whenever those opportunities arise, do not shy away from them, take them. After I talked about fundamentals of development, I went into self-development. In self-development, I talked about goal setting, SMART goals. Self-enhanced learning, that means taking it upon yourself to gather as much knowledge as possible so you can succeed. And then learning in action, learning on the job, becoming as proficient in your job area as possible. And then lastly, I talked about challenges within the Army of leadership development. Do not create a negative atmosphere. Have an atmosphere where everyone feels comfortable to learn and where it is made important the development of others. Any questions? All right. This concludes my briefing for today on leadership development. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.